Meet Ryan, 34 years old. Steady job, good income, decent apartment. From the outside, he had it all together. But inside, he was exhausted. Not from work, but from pretending. Every day felt like wearing a costume, a version of himself the world expected, not the one he actually was. He used to wonder, if I stopped playing their game, will I still belong anywhere? He worked in advertising, a world where image meant everything. The louder you spoke, the more respect you got. The more confident you looked, the more people listened. But Ryan wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. He was thoughtful, creative, deeply observant. And in a world obsessed with noise, his silence made him invisible. "Boss, Ryan, you're too quiet, man. Gotta be more like them." He tried. He really did. But every time he tried to fit in, a piece of him quietly died. There was a time he didn't care what people thought. He used to paint, not for fame, not for approval, just to breathe. But somewhere between ambition and survival, the world taught him to hide that part of himself. Because being real didn't pay bills. Because being you wasn't always enough. He stares blankly at his screen, and at the paintbrush sitting in a cup beside him, dusty, untouched. He hadn't picked it up in 7 years. 7 years since he stopped being himself. Ryan, who am I doing this for? That night, he closed his laptop and opened his old sketchbook. At first it felt strange, like meeting an old friend you'd abandoned. But as the hours passed, something changed. The noise faded. The mask slipped. He wasn't perfect, he wasn't impressive, but he was real, and that felt like freedom. He thought no one would care, but people did, not because it was perfect, but because it was honest. Messages came in. "Your art feels like my life. Thank you for reminding me who I was." That's when Ryan realized something. When you stop pretending, you give others permission to do the same. One morning, he walked into his boss's office. He didn't have a speech prepared, just 6 words. "Ryan, I can't do this anymore." "Boss, you're making a mistake." "Ryan, maybe, but it'll be my mistake." He didn't become famous. He didn't get rich. But for the first time, he woke up excited to live his own story. And somehow, that was enough. The world will always try to tell you who to be. Louder, cooler, sharper. But the truth is, the most powerful thing you can ever be is yourself. Because when you stop trying to meet their expectations, you finally make space to meet yourself. Be who you are, not what the world expects. Because the world doesn't need another copy. It needs your truth.